Are we live? We're live? I think we're live. I hope we're live. Let's go. So, welcome back to Dark Souls Prepare to Die Part 10. Unless I'm very much mistaken. And, let's see, last time we finished Sen's Fortress and we came here. Anor Londo, City of the Gods. And I do not lisp. I don't think. I don't have a lisp. Also, my English is very good, I'd like to think. Just putting that out there. So how are you? Good, good, that's great. So Anor Londo is obviously a large change to everything we've seen so far. It's a lot... well, it looks a lot nicer for starters. Ooh. And, yep, you might recognise this guy from, part... I don't know, part 4 perhaps? This is another gargoyle. Only this one is gold. Gold or bronze, something like that. And I happen to believe that he's actually, I do believe he's strong against lightning. And we're hitting him with a lightning spear, which is pretty stupid. He's also jumping about like crazy. I'm trying to chop his tail off because, oh yeah, if he has lightning breath, he must be strong against lightning. That's okay, I wanted to die. That was intentional. Why did I want to die? Because I forgot to go human at the bonfire. So we'll do that now. Although, screw it, we'll just, we'll pop a humanity. Oh, we have, that's good. Ta-da! A lot of the architecture in Anor Londo is rather inspired by Italian architecture. You may or may not know. It's it is evident just from looking. Although obviously it has a fantasy twist to it. But for example, the keep off in the distance, perhaps one of the most iconic locations in Dark Souls. Well, I would say it is. Along with Firelink Shrine and some others. If you try a Google search or a Bing search or whatever you use to search, you'll probably if you search for the now I have no idea how you actually pronounce that name, but the name of the city, Milan. Italians are probably laughing and stuff, but oh well. I'm not good at pronouncing things. But yeah, if you do a Google search for the Milan Cathedral, you will probably recognise that. Chances are. Oh, there we go, that's good. Stab, stab. Ooh. We're not particularly equipped to be fighting these guys. Let's see, how much damage does a stab do? 50. That's no good. And with regards, 59. So we're actually doing more damage with that, weirdly. But why am I not healing? I don't know. I'm being stupid. I've never actually really fought these guys with such a bad weapon setup. I normally just kind of power through them. Cheeky. Now I'm just trying to show off, and it's not working, is it? No, it really isn't. I'm having so much trouble with this one guy, it's making me sad. Here we go. Only took about 42 minutes, give or take. So going human was probably not the best idea, as it opens us up to invaders, and there are a lot of invaders in Anor Londo. It's one of the hotspots. And why is there a demon titanite here? I honestly cannot think of any reason why that would be there when it comes to lore and such. But hey, not everything has to tie into lore. Although Dark Souls is a game that's very good about tying things into the lore, with item placements and NPCs and all that. Try left. So, if you are stuck and don't know where to go, that's one great thing about Dark Souls. Other player messages can really help you out if you pay them, if you pay attention to them. It's one of the developers mentioned about the game having a sort of telling stories around a campfire sort of feel, which I believe is quite true. That's annoying. Not the game, just that enemy. But there are a lot of things that, if you were playing the game offline, without the internet, and you didn't talk to anyone about it, there are a lot of things you would miss, I do believe. Like the Painted World, Ash Lake, even something like joining the Darkwraith Covenant. Although, I believe that's actually not as complicated as I first believed, as I used to think it was you had to join, you had to kill the 4 kings, like, very early into the game, but that's not actually the case. We'll talk more about that later though. I'm saying that a lot, aren't I? So, there's an item on this chandelier, and we're going to poke, and now we can grab it if we go down there. I've never actually looked at the ceiling of this place. I just thought I'd have a look now, because, well, you know what's often on the ceiling of cathedrals, paintings, mosaics and stuff. If you ever go to Italy, or if you live there and haven't, you should totally check those things out. They're good. They're, although they're obviously just 2D paintings, they are... Ow. Ow. The way... Ooh, what did he drop? Nothing good. I'm not going to die to a throwing knife. Hell no. Now that I've said that, I probably am, aren't I? Oh, come on. Here we go. At this point, not upgrading my shield is becoming an issue because I have such little stability. But that won't be a problem for too much longer. Yeah. How to get to that chest over there, I honestly cannot remember, depressingly. I don't think there's anything good in it though, so, no worries there. But, what was I saying about the paintings? Yeah, it's neat because although it's obviously 2D, they are painted in such a way that when you look up at them, it appears to be 3D. Which is pretty neat, I do believe. There are ways to snipe this guy, which I'm thinking of doing, because I had a lot of trouble with the other one, embarrassingly. Let's see. That's not really how arrows work in real life, in case people don't know. Oh, come on. Really, that's just being silly. Okay, how about here? Oh, you utter pillock. Fine, let's fight the dick face. Sometimes the game just doesn't want to do what you want it to do. And down we go. Oh, you prick. Honestly, is that what you're gonna do? That's just being silly. Oh, too bad you fell down. No, no, no. Fall down again. I like that. Oh, come on. No. Where's he gone? Oh, there he is. This guy is being the bane of my playthrough. Ha! Here we go. When in doubt, plunge attack. Ah, I can never remember which of these stupid leaping attacks has a... Yeah, that one has tracking, that's great. Oh my god. I do not like fighting this guy. I thought that would be a miss. My bad. Just let me poke you. Yeah, that's it. Keep swinging over my head. Whoops. Finally. I don't know what it is about those gargoyles. They give me no trouble in the parish, but for some reason in Anor Londo they just... Those gargoyles and dogs, those guys always give me a hard time. No invasions, that's we might be a bit low for that, but who knows. I might have to be swapping back to my longsword soon, as I don't really have any good weapons. Well, Ricard's is a good weapon, but it's quite situational. See, I'm doing like piddle stick damage. Thankfully, these giants are quite easy. And as I say that, he hits me. I think the other guy's coming too. No, move, move. Oh. As soon as I say something's easy, I start getting demolished. But typically, if you circle about to their left, they will spam their silly shield slam. And when they're doing that, it's quite easy to hit them. Just be careful of the area attack, which is quite huge. Oh. Good grief. We are not playing well today, are we? So you probably noticed that first attack takes off no stability whatsoever, but the second one is basically a follow-up to that. Finally. See, that was stupid of me. I knew he was going to crush my guard, but I didn't take the appropriate measures to dodge. Let's try... Yeah, not... Wow, we're quite low on health, and low on Estus flasks, so we don't have much way of regenerating our health. No worries though. Let's see if we can't... Yep. Oh. These guys are a pain in the ass too, because they do lightning damage, which hits you through your shield, unless you have a Actually no, there's no shield with 100% lightning defense. Yep. I really should have upgraded my shield a bit. I was hoping that guy would actually fall off. I'm just gonna need to play carefully, I suppose. Good grief. This is not going to plan, is it? Oh, blimey. Oh, I really don't want to die here, come on. And this is how big a difference items make in Dark Souls. The only reason I'm really struggling here is because all I have to work with is a thrusting sword and a lightning spear. Actually, what is my long sword at? Let's see. Sometimes that happens too. Ah. Of course, I can't shoot my arrows over a ledge that reaches up to like my waist, but they can. Can I even shoot arrows here? Of course, I can shoot them here, where I don't need to. There are times like that when this game is just fucking with me. And that's why it's better to be lower than higher, as I mentioned in like, what, part 2? Because if you're higher, you can't really aim down enough. Plus your attacks will overshoot people's faces. Faces? Their heads. But as we've lowered this central thingamy, we don't need to do that again. What was I checking? Oh yeah, longsword. It's at +6, so you know what, we'll just equip that. Because everything here is lightning defense-y. That is another thing. Even though an elemental weapon seems like it has quite high attack, I've gone the wrong way. Even though it seems like it has quite high attack, it's two separate attack values. For example, lightning spear. Let's compare. The wing spear does 86 physical. That does 144 physical and 144 lightning, which means the enemy's defense values are, well, basically, as it's doing physical and lightning damage, it means the enemy's physical and lightning defense lower the total amount of damage. So at times it can be better just to go with pure physical. Sometimes, anyway. Yeah, let's I really don't want to play with these tossers again. Yep. Screw you guys. And screw you guys too. And no, I don't advise doing this, it's very stupid. But sometimes you just want to kill things. Ooh. That was too close. Ah! This isn't really working, is it? Goes to show how rubbish I am with, what is it, a quality weapon? Most of the times I play, I'm using great weapons, like strength weapons. And I'm not used to having to wail about on enemies a lot. I like to squash them in one hit, because that's what I like to do. But that is a very frequent thing that happens in Dark Souls. You die and then you want to rush back to where you were and you die again. And this shield has not enough stability for what we are trying to do. Plus, we are half naked still. But this time we shall manage to get through. We'll swap this out for our bow, and hopefully we won't fall off whilst doing that. In fact, can we swap? No, that won't work. This is reminding me of my first ever playthrough where I died on this sort of segment here over and over. And I haven't died here for a long time. It's like a nostalgia rush to be dying here again so much. Don't be zapping me. Ah. I hate the range these guys have. Yep, that can happen. Oh, of course he jumps off after he kills me. We lost our souls, but there was what, 16,001 humanity? That's not really a big issue. You know, do I actually... No, I don't have enough strength. It is so tempting whenever I die just to go back to what I'm used to, aka... Zweihander, Stabhander, Zaphander. We are a bit undergeared, but not by a huge amount. And if I was giving advice to someone stuck here, I wouldn't suggest do what I do. I wouldn't say just keep throwing yourself at it. I would say go and upgrade your gear a bit, or your levels, and then come back. Mostly I'd say gear though. Gear then levels. Okay, so let's see. What do we have with lightning defense on it? That has good lightning defense and it's quite light. That, and you know what, yeah, let's do what people do and be stupid. Let's wear the armor that everyone was wearing when the game came out. This is the armor we picked up at Ceaseless Discharge, if you remember. It's it seems to be what all the Daughters of Chaos wear. At least, used to wear. Oh, come on. Am I really getting stuck on his shield? That's dumb. And the reason we've put this on is because just to give ourselves a bit higher defense. See, what I think is a bit bullcrap about those enemies is they're using spears, but even though they're using spears, they have ridiculous poise crushing potential, and they also damage you through your shield. And you have the arsehole archers shooting at you at the same time. And a tiny little place to fight them in. See, that range is just absurd. I think this is the most I've died in Dark Souls since I was trying to do Bed of Chaos with a friend and I just kept falling down the hole because it was A, it was a bit laggy, and B, Bed of Chaos was just flinging her silly arms about all over the place. Well, okay, let's try a different approach, as this is clearly not working. And these enemies are quickly jumping up my most irritating enemies list. But when you're failing, you just need to adapt your tactics. And your equipment in some cases. I could just stop mid-rolling and put on some heavy poise gear, but I'm gonna try and do this whole playthrough without relying on any, like, poise tanking with Havels. Which is, I believe that's the easiest way to get through the game. Just slap on poise and just smash the enemies. And you're good to go. Okay. First off, let's get rid of these guys. Are you coming? Best advice you can give, though, is just try and remain patient and don't rush. So don't do what I was doing. That's a new one. I was hoping he would actually overshoot me, but no, his weapon did some magical clipping and sent me flying. That was also my fault for facing that way and not the other way. Sometimes the game really doesn't want you to cheese it. And today is one of those days. I think I'm gonna have to cut Anor Londo into 2 parts because I've probably been here for like 3 hours already failing. Which is just depressing. I'm gonna be honest, it's depressing. So we'll get to the bonfire and then we'll have a second part, Anor Londo part 2. First off, I'm gonna get revenge on these douchebag gargoyles. Are they gargoyles? They're little shits, that's what they are. They have to rely on their silly lightning element. And I have to admit, I hate that weapon they're using. It has, like, the stat requirements on it are frankly ridiculous. You can basically use it on a starting character. And it's got huge range, huge, come on. Huge range, decent damage, it's fast, and it has lightning damage. So it's like one of the choice twink weapons. And twinks are just little pillocks. And by twinks, I mean, I don't mean the sexual thing about twinks. I actually didn't even know that was a thing until someone told me, which put like a whole new spin on things. Quite a funny one, I have to admit. But see, that is just what hit me there, like a shockwave of air. Come on. I would circle around him, but I don't really want to fight the other one. Oh. Just die. This is why I typically go with strength weapons, because I hate fighting like one enemy for 20 minutes whilst they hop around. Especially enemies with shields or enemies who can heal. I'm not a patient person, I'm really not. Unless it comes to PC, again I get hit by it because I'm impatient. Yeah, we'll wait for this guy to de-aggro, then we'll go and fight the others. I should have just been more careful my first time. We're not having a good day. But playthrough wouldn't be as good if I was just being perfect all the time. Okay, now we're going to ignore this guy and we're going to try. See, we'll be patient and that will happen. And now we're going to try something. Yeah, that'll do. Now, instead of fighting them down there on their terms, we're going to try and do something a bit sneaky. See, this is what I should have just done the first time, but I was just being stupid. I was trying to rush. So what we're going to do here, we're not really doing much damage, but because they can't fit up here, they're both going to try, and this will happen. Keep going. Now, if we... It should... Oh! He's trying to be sneaky. Come on. Okay, it's not really working, so let's try if we move over a bit. That archer, I swear he can shoot through walls. Come on. Don't be difficult, you prick. Okay, let's try something this way. Well, they're being awkward, but normally one of them will like slide off the other one and then fall off. And I have a lot of arrows. I'm perfectly content to sit here all day, because I can just speed this up. Really? You're gonna... Okay, fine. So, we bought some poison arrows earlier, although we didn't buy many. Yep. And now it's just a matter of waiting. Is there anything I can talk about? Well, let's have a look at the architecture whilst we wait. And I bet I'm going to do this and some douchebag's going to shoot me with an arrow and send me stacking off the edge. Bizarrely, we can see their shadows, which looks kind of spooky. But, the city is in remarkably good condition, considering it's populated by not much. Do the giants do like mason work, or could there be something else at hand here? There could be, and if it wasn't for my videos coming out so dark, I'd probably turn it into Dark Anor Londo. So, spoilers, everything we are seeing is currently under an illusion of sunlight. It's the twilight city of Anor Londo. Gwendolyn, another of Gwyn's sons, yeah, it is a son, despite what you may believe, has put the city under like an illusion. Why? Well, you can come up with a reason on your own, I'm sure, but because presumably he thinks that his sister Guinevere is more adventurers are more willing to negotiate with a giant, well, yeah, you know. Off you go, finally. And these guys, considering how bad I'm doing, I'm not even gonna risk playing with these guys. Instead, we're gonna, let's see. Not bad. What we're gonna do is up a little bit. Lovely. So, although we don't have enough dex to really use this bow, we do have enough dex to cough cough. Okay, now we're hitting him. Are we? I think some of mine are missing, some are hitting. Okay, I'm just wasting arrows now. It can be very hard to aim in this game. Especially if you suck at aiming like I do. Okay, that hit him. You'll notice they don't actually bleed. They're all illusions. There we go. So we've poisoned him, now we're going to poison his little friend. And this is the easiest way to get by these guys. Most reliable way. Although you do have to stand around a lot, so if you're in human form, it's highly likely that you'll get invaded whilst waiting. But it also means you can fight them on these narrow walkways and hopefully try and knock them off. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and that should be him poisoned. No, just 2. So, maybe I'll speed this up in editing. You can get by them relatively easily, but because I'm doing so terribly, I don't want to risk it. I don't want to watch you. I don't want you to watch me fail and run back again. It's a very picturesque location, and one of the highest places in the game behind the Duke's archives, which we've seen since the start of the game, and we'll be going there. Not actually the final location of the game, but the highest, I believe, the highest location. Lowest location would be Ash Lake. And you can see these guys aren't actually shooting arrows. They are shooting, like, buildings at us, pretty much. And we can shoot them too. Tears. Oh yeah. I just hate areas with these little ledges because sometimes you can just fall off. The physics can be very strange in this game. Like, there's one of these we'll be going to in a moment. When you walk down it, which we shouldn't be doing, as those arrows can knock us off the edge, you take damage. And okay, we're almost done here. This is Gwyn's Keep. It's presumably the base of his operations back in the Age of Fire. Well, I suppose we're still in the Age of Fire, you know, but we're at the twilight of the Age of Fire. He can't shoot us here. We shouldn't really tempt fate, though. This guy can do all sorts of nonsense when he wants to. Let's, you know what, let's wait where it's nice and safe. Is it safe here? Oh god, probably not. And he is now dead. Any second now. So, there's a friend we can see and a bonfire. Now my first impression was that you should just be able to smash those windows, as it looks like you can, to me. Which I think is perhaps bad design, as it kind of looks like you can, but it's actually just a clue. So there we have a whole... yes, there we have the whole of a hero, which where am I? There we have the soul of a hero, which gives us, I think, 10,000 souls. Or, well, perhaps less. And whoa, I got a bit distracted looking then, but I just love the way Anor Londo looks. And we're finally through. Thank God for that. Now let's give Solaire a quick chat, and then we'll start part 2. Hello? He doesn't want to talk to us. Oh, there we go.
Oh, there you are. You've been quiet these days. Smooth summoning out there?
Nope.
Anytime you see my brilliantly shining signature, do not hesitate to call upon me. You've left me with quite an impression. I would relish a chance to assist you. You really are fond of chatting with me, aren't you? If I didn't know better, I'd think you had feelings for me. Oh no, dear me, pretend you didn't hear that.
Yeah, we do have feelings, but not those type of feelings, Solaire, my old friend. Well, yep, that's gonna do it for part 10. The most ridiculous amount of deaths ever. I probably died 10 times, but oh well. I shall see you tomorrow.